Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome. I am trying to do more YouTube videos, so I love that you're here watching this. I decided, okay, just choose a card and then channel the beings, the collectives that whoever wants to come through. So I've been having a little problem. I've kind of shared it before. There have been like too many beings, and people say like to be successful, you need a thing, right? Like you need to focus on a thing. And I have 1,000 things that I do, and seemingly tons of beings and collectives. So I'm just going to start channeling the councils of light because it kind of encompasses everything. And if specific beings want to come through, so be it. But I have to be doing this on a regular basis. So if you're here, great. So I said two cards, or I said one card, but two came out. This is a really cool deck I got in Bali that I love. And I'm excited that I can now do Vedic readings. I have 5 decks that are all like Hindu yoga type of a thing. So if you resonate with that, India, these kind of vibes, it's an amazing reading. But I do like endless themed readings, and I have well over 130 decks now that I work with, something that I absolutely love to do. So I am going to show you the cards, and then as I talk, I'm going to tell you how they come in to our reading today and what the councils want you to know. So first, it's interesting. These cards are 9 and 10. I've used this card a lot, or this deck a lot, shuffled it. So the fact that 9 and 10 have come through like right together is definitely significant. So one is, or this 9 is fear, and it says the mind underneath it. So it says fear and mind. And then over here we have graduation and soul. Okay, so the councils of light. Every time I think of them, I see these multi-dimensional beings from all these different realms sitting at kind of like a crystalline etheric table. They're kind of floating, they're kind of not. I mean, we're talking like some have tentacles, some are blue, some are like green and scaly. It's really interesting. We're talking about very interesting, different beings, and they all come together because they have gotten to this place in their evolution that they can do this kind of work, and they are consistently, consciously, always supporting Earth because Earth is so important in the multiverse. As I have awakened, if you want to call it that. The veil has lifted. I now remember my past lives. I now am remembering my future lives. And I say remembering because everything's happening now. And my future selves, literally like this alien star being future self who is on the Galactic Council, she is me, I'm her, whatever. And she also continuously connects with me as do they all guiding me and helping me and what to share so that we can remember the new earth. So why is everyone talking about remembrance lately? Like what is this remembering thing, right? I mean, it's remembering because there's a great amnesia on earth. You guys have heard me talk about this if you've been watching videos, so I don't want to like keep rehashing things I talk about, but it's so important. So this earth was Eden like. It was completely peaceful, like love, light, harmony. And around 14,000 years ago, it depends on like the timelines and all kinds of things that are consistently shifting, realigning, and changing. But distortion, to make a long story short, entered the earth plane. And now there's kind of like this shadow matrix around the earth, and it's not permanent, it's not staying, it can't. All things return to light. So you're seeing things shaken up right now, right? And I think that's why this card has come into play because there's a lot of fear. Like fear is really heavy right now. It's really prevalent on this planet, and it's really important to remember that the shadow networks, what's the shadow networks? We're talking about elite control, I mean, there's a lot of words that I just don't want to say. I don't want to bring energy or send resonance to these organizations and groups that operate above government. I don't even like above, let's say below, because it's in the shadow. But I don't even like to really name them, but I'm sure you've heard of them. There's like it's in finance, it's in publishing and media, like all these major hubs that kind of have influence on our planet are basically controlled right now by the shadow networks, and they're siphoning energy. They're trying to keep you in a state of fear, because if you're in a state of fear, that's a vibration where you can't fully step into your sovereignty, like truly owning and embodying your sovereignty and free will. If you are resonating this vibration, everything on this planet is vibration. I love to say, like, if we took this card and we could vibrate it fast enough, it would vibrate into another dimension. Like it would literally disappear. And that's what happened when I saw the Pleiadian light ship in the sky. I was sitting out on my porch in the middle of the day. My boyfriend's like, "Do you see that?" And then like we both like locked eyes on it. I couldn't speak. I couldn't move. Like I was like stunned and frozen, and we were able to like look at it for seconds before it like literally went into another dimension, because these beings are on other dimensions, fourth to on and on and on. And it was interesting, a question came up the other day about what dimension do souls go to when we die. Is it the fourth? Is it the fifth? Well, the answer is it depends on what the resonance of your soul is. If you are sort of new to earth or whatever, then you'll probably go to the fourth or fifth dimension for like a life review, a soul review, like lessons learned. If you are star seeds, not that anything is better or, less than, but just depending on the evolution of your soul, where you are, what you're doing, maybe you go into higher dimensions and you are greeted by star families and councils of light. It just depends, and there's no right or wrong. It's all in perfect alignment and vibration. So it's time to tune into your mind space. It's full right now, right? You're feeling really full. We all are. I'm feeling full. I mean, talk about feeling full. I have beings, like stuff's happening all the time. Yesterday, my energy body was literally bearing down as if I was giving birth. I even like did a sound. It was crazy. I've only given birth 2 times. Two of my children were natural births, 2 were C-sections, and that was 19, almost 20, and 21 plus years ago. And I've not felt that sensation since. And it's really unsettling to go through transformation. So if you are watching this, you're called to spiritual things. That means you're part of this journey. You're part of remembering the new earth. It means you're probably having strange, auspicious things happening to you. You might feel overwhelmed. You might be fed up in your relationship. You might be struggling at work. Like you might just be feeling a little lost, like confused. You might be angry at the world. If you're having any unpleasant emotions, please give yourself grace. This is part of the process. And as we move into this ascent, well, not we're in an ascension process, but as we ascend into this new earth remembrance, the shadow networks are going to pump out everything they've got to keep you in a state of fear and not fully trusting your heart and your soul, right? So, graduation soul, are you ready to graduate into the next realm of stewardship, of being in your heart space, residing within your soul, calming the mind through breath, through being, through presence, through joy activities? What haven't you done for a while? What have you pushed aside because you have all those excuses? I don't have time, or I shouldn't spend money on that, or I need to get this, and this done. Where have you been doing that you can shift back into a little joy, a little softness, a little playfulness. I bought this for myself last night, and I think that's really cute because it looks like the background, right? So I was having a really interesting day yesterday. As I said, my energy was literally giving birth, and I'm now like randomly speaking light language, like in the shower. I'm still a little bit well, not a little bit, like I'm really self-conscious about it, believe it or not, as much as I do all this crazy stuff. I do not want anyone to hear me speak light language yet, but it's just coming out of me. I blink, I close my eyes, I see like images and visions, and it's like, it's just intensifying on the daily basis. And so I asked my guides, I'm like, what can I do? Like, because they're like, you can, it doesn't matter, you are the oracle, like you can, use tools like cards, trees, like dirt, like stars, whatever, and you receive the information. And then they said, hold something when you channel, hold something, and not because it helps you channel, but because it reminds you of who you are. So I just like that. And this is one of those that it can kind of, it kind of fits your thumb, so you can hold it. And I saw this last night when I was walking around, and it just felt like I needed it. So I'm happy to have this now and just help this remind me to remain grounded, to remain in present moment awareness. And of course, the moon, the stars, the cosmos, the star beings, moon is like feminine, receiving energy. So it just felt like it was in resonance. So look at this being. I mean, there's a halo around the back of their head, and they're wearing this garland, and these people are just, in celebration because this person has gotten out of the fear state, and they have graduated, and they are living from soul. So what are you carrying that's been heavy? What is not yours to move forward with? Where have you been, putting contraction into your thoughts and beliefs? So here's another thing that happened last week. Um, I had someone reach out to me, and she's like, I'm really ready to step into my healing path. Can you tell me like what sessions do I need to do with you to like clear my stuff? She's like, I have a block, and I've been told that it's really hard to hear messages from spirit for yourself or others if you have blocks, if you haven't cleared out, like, whatever. I don't remember exactly how she worded it, but that was the energy of it. And I was just kind of really open in inquiring, and I was just like, well, where did you hear that? And she said, oh, it was on a podcast. And I said, okay, well, I don't resonate with that at all. In fact, I was blocked. If we want to go with that word, I was blocked until last September. I mean, things were popping through and filtering through here and there, but I did not feel comfortable calling myself a psychic. I did not feel comfortable calling myself a channel because I knew something was kind of blocked. And I've shared this in past videos as well. I had a partially self-imposed, agreed upon veil because it was my primary soul contract to anchor the souls of my four golden wave children. And I was meant to be rooted in my home to make sure they were good, that I provided, the emotional grounding and everything that they needed to be good, to be emotionally grounded and all those beautiful things. And so the moment my youngest son went to high school, my veil started lifting, and the craziest things have been happening since then. So anyway, I don't feel that I shouldn't have been doing the work because I was a little bit blocked. So here's what I offered to her that I hope will help you, because in this state where the shadow networks are pumping out everything and anything to make you feel bad, to make you feel that things are wrong, that things are divided, that, people are fighting, that, all this, ill is happening in the world, the more they get to continue to do their work. We've got to get out of these fear states. We got to get into the joy frequency, into the joy states. So here's what I told her. I said, listen, there's a lot of beautiful, authentic, amazing people out there talking about wonderful things and spirituality, healing, wellness, all of the things. But you need to ask yourself. So if they say something that kind of sticks with you, or maybe you're like, okay, well, maybe that's something I should do or think about or whatever. You've got to ask yourself these two questions, and they're kind of long, multidimensional questions. But one is, does this thought, idea, or belief, does it feel expansive, light, freeing, empowering, embodying? Does it make me feel excited and optimistic and ready to take action? Or does it make me feel contracted? Does it bring in little bits of fear? Does it make me feel like I'm not ready? Does it make me feel like I need to do other things before I can do the big thing? Like, see my energy? Like, does it make me feel like I'm not ready? And if it's the latter, toss it out. Especially if I say something. I always say, take what resonates, throw out what doesn't, but ask yourself those two questions. Does it make me feel great, uplifted, empowered? Does it make me feel contracted or in a state of fear? This is a belief based reality. You're living in a hologram, you're living in a co created reality. And we need you, we meaning myself, all the other light workers, all of the councils of light, all of the beings supporting this planet's ascension and the new earth remembrance. We need you in your light, bright, embodied states. And it doesn't mean that those people saying that are wrong, even, or negative people. It just means that they're buying into negative timelines, or not as high, not as high vibratory timelines. So just keep asking yourself that. Does this make me feel great? Does this make me feel alive? Or am I just kind of like, oh, that's, don't allow yourself to adopt limiting beliefs. There are no limitations. You are meant to soar. You are meant to rise. You are meant to love, create, dance, play, sing. And so what's happening is every single person I know is having cataclysmic change. Many people are going through like devastation, extreme loss, extreme change, including myself. All four of my kids all of a sudden are like off doing life, and I'm sitting here like, geez, after 22 years I just feel like this major void. And at the same time, I've got perimenopause symptoms going on, and I'm trying to do like hormonal balancing, and the councils of light are telling me that I need to, like, step away soon from my, like, center in Key West. I need to like travel and write the books and speak. And originally they were like, yeah, you need to go to these 44, or there are 44 sites that need to be activated on the earth grid, and you can go to some of them. And then they are like, no, you have to go to all of them. And I'm like, wow, talk about, like, I thought maybe my life, like, oh, my kids are grown up, now I can go like hang out at retreat centers and chill and do what I want. And they're like, no, you have 44 plus sites to activate. And then I figured out that I have to return to sacred sites. I'm already planning Bali next October when I just got back, and I'm going to Egypt next September. By the way, these are all retreats and pilgrimages you can go on. I'm working to about 4 a year. You're absolutely invited if you feel the call. There's probably a deep, deep reason that you do. You're part of this. You're one of the soul groups that I've been talking about in my group. So if you're not in the circle, New Earth Leaders, check out the description below and add yourself to that. It's completely free. And there's just so much that's happening. So let me just see if there's anything final that wants to come through from the councils of light. And it's so simple. Literally, it's just breathe. When you feel full, when you feel little bits of fear coming in, when you feel you're not living in soul, it's literally as simple as taking a deep breath, letting it go with a sigh, remembering that all is well. If you have any habits that are not serving you, this is a great time to release them. So check in with your nourishment, all the things that you're doing, and see what you can eliminate. If there's anything you can eliminate, and is there anything that you need to bring back? And maybe you'd like to join me in finding a crystal, a rock, or an amulet, something that means something to you, and take a deep breath. It's I learned this in the book. Well, what is it called? I love this book. I talk about it all the time. It's in our 300-hour yoga teacher training. It's called The Magic by Rhonda Byrne, the author of The Secret. And it's an amazing practice. It's life-changing. I know it's life-changing. Everyone that does it, not everyone, but many people have said it's life-changing. And what she teaches you pretty quick, it's like a 30-day thing. I forget if it's in like day 3. She says, find a rock. I prefer crystals. And she says, at the end of each day, hold it and think about the 3 best things that happened to you that day. And what it does is it programs your mind into like a gratitude, positive state as you go into sleep. So I invite you to try that and take a few breaths. And when you wake up, remember it's a beautiful time to set an intention. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. I hope to do lots more and bring through specific beings, but this was the councils of light, more specifically the galactic council, braided with my divine self, coming to you, for you to remember the new earth. And I think I started to talk about that, but didn't actually log on to that. Remembrance means you were born with it. You were born with light codes. You were born with full knowledge of who you are, the journey of your soul, and every being you've been in the past and in the future. But when we are babies, somewhere between birth and age 3, the amnesia comes in fully and we forget, and we're supposed to forget, because otherwise, how do we move through this beautiful earth experience and learn all of those things that our soul set us up to learn ahead of time if we just remember everything, right? It's like, why would you watch a movie if you already knew every single thing that was going to happen? Or if you had just watched the movie, why would you watch the movie right away again? Yeah. So enjoy the ride, enjoy the journey. If you've been in fear states, anger, worry, frustration, oh, the world is so crazy, bring it back, get out of your mind, bring it down into the heart, breathe, tune into your soul. And remember, people like me are with you. We're all in this together. There's so many of us. If you haven't joined our light code activations, they're monthly, once a month. They're free. We always have over 100 people sign up. We'll have anywhere from 40, 60 or more on the Zoom, and we do breath work and connection. It's so beautiful. So join in on those too, and I will see you next time.